3, 1.
We're already live. Let's do this.
No, Kevin, stop!
It's live.
No, we're unlisted. We're not technically live. We're just under unlisted. Okay.
From Ant-Man.
What are you yelling about?
Remember, I'm the Auburn Wanderer.
Okay.
And remember, I'm film fan.
He's film fan. Okay, let's do this.
And I'm fucking tired. Let's go.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay, go.
Go, Tony.
Okay. Hey there, everybody. This is 22 Tiger Dude here, and we're all here for the top 5 anticipated movies of summer 2017. Man, does time fly by as summer season is around the corner. So, of course, as usual, me and my guests, we all come here together and we tell you what our top 5 anticipated movies are for the summer movie season, as well as honorable mentions. But, of course, before we do get into our list, I want to go ahead and introduce everyone, starting off with Mr. Film Fan.
Hi, my name is Film Fan 0599, and I come from the small town of Louisiana. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, what's up, you guys? Film Fan 0599 here again. And, yeah, we're here to do the top 5 most anticipated movies of the summer of 2017. And let's have a fun time because let's hope nobody gets an anvil dropped on their head. So, yeah.
Better.
And next up here, joining us is Tim, also known as Mighty Mega Man 9.
Hey, everyone. Nice to see you all. First time meeting everybody, and this is going to be a great video.
Oh, yes.
So,
yes.
Be awesome.
And then next up over here is Mr. Kevin Folk.
What's up, guys? It's Kevin again. Of course, I've been on Tony's channel many times before. Very happy to be here. I always love to do these most anticipated videos. They're probably my favorite videos to do on this channel personally. I love doing the reviews, but these are always fun to do. You know, just get my insight, just have a nice, conversation with my pals here. But yeah, very happy to be here. So thank you again, Tony.
No problem. And next up here we have Mr. Auburn Wanderer.
Hello.
And next up, and last, we have Adam Haskell.
Nothing? Adam?
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 Fuck off.
Not even
No.
Morgan Freeman? Nothing about Morgan Freeman? Come on.
No.
Evan Almighty.
Come on, you want Evan Almighty? I'll give you a I'll buy a Blu-ray just for you.
No.
I'll give you an autographed copy by Morgan.
No! You don't fuck you on Evan Almighty!
I will get Morgan Freeman to send it,
I already have that movie, bitch.
and then I will get an autographed copy of Ben-Hur. I'll give you Ben-Hur just for an autographed signature for Morgan Freeman.
You know what? Shut the fuck up. Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
I'm fucking controlling this shit. You can't do that to me.
Bitch, you can do what I want, motherfucker. Okay. Continue.
Anyway,
Hi, guys. I love you all. There you go. I said something.
love you too.
All right, and now that that beautiful introduction is out of the way, of course, before we do get into our top 5, we'll talk about honorable mentions, of course, if we have any. So for this summer, there's certainly movies I'm interested in, but as far as anticipated, there really aren't that many honorable mentions. Whereas with last summer, I had I think 9 honorable mentions. This summer season, I only have 2 honorable mentions.
Oh,
I know.
you unfun man.
So for my number 7, I actually have Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. I really can't wait to see where they take with that one. And then for my number 6, one of the funniest trailers I've seen in a while, The Hitman's Bodyguard. That teaser trailer completely sold me. I think it looks hilarious, and I definitely hope it is a hilarious film. So Number 6, The Hitman's Bodyguard, and now Film Fans honorable mentions.
Oh boy, we got ourselves. Let's just say we got a few honorable mentions. And here we go. First off, we got The Wall. Wait, what?
Shit, I'm not on Taylor. Okay, here we go.
Wait, what?
Don't say that. You said his name. Remember. Phil
Yes, I know.
Fan.
Remember, I'll edit it out. Remember, I'll edit it out.
Okay.
Okay, Kevin, remember.
Double nine, double nine, double nine, double nine, double
Yes,
nine.
yes, dummy. Okay. So here we go. All right, start from the beginning. All right, here are my honorable mentions. You folks ready? All right. Yeah, don't be silent. Don't be scared now. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Fucking
Don't worry.
ready. Let's go.
Okay,
Yeah.
there. Yes, that's much better. I like that enthusiasm. All right. So we have The Wall, Alien Covenant, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales, Wonder Woman, The Mummy, All Eyes on Me, Baby Driver, Voltron. I don't even know how to say it. It's Voltron and the City of a Thousand Planets.
Valerian, the City of a Thousand
Yeah,
Planets.
Valerian of City of a Thousand Planets, Atomic Blonde, The Dark Tower, The Hitman's Bodyguard, and Logan Lucky. So those are my honorable mentions.
Nice. Tim, what would be your honorable mentions?
My honorable mentions, I have like 2 honorable mentions.
Okay, so it's about the same as mine.
Yeah, like one is Girls Trip, which I like Queen Latifah,
Yeah.
and Nick Mundy. If you've ever heard of Nick Mundy, he'll be in the movie as like a truck driver or something.
yeah.
He's really funny.
Okay.
And
No idea.
the second I gotta put as an honorable mention is fucking Despicable Me 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And now, Kevin, your honorable mentions, good sir.
All right. So, as usual, guys, I'm usually the one. I'm usually the one with 50 honorable. I'm usually the one with 50 honorable mentions here, as you guys all know. But because there's not a lot of shit this summer that are good, I don't have a lot of movies. However, because most of us don't have a lot of honorable mentions, I still have quite a lot. So let's just get into it, because there is quite an influx compared to everyone else. In no particular order, we have King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, Baywatch, The Wall, Alien Covenant, All Eyes on Me, Captain Underpants, The Mummy, The Beguiled, I don't want to say this one, but Okja, Valerian, the City of a Thousand Planets, A Ghost Story, Atomic Blonde, Detroit, Annabelle Creation, Tulip Fever, and I don't know when the hell this movie's coming out, but apparently it's coming out in August. Again, sorry, Double Nine, I fucked up on this, but Leap.
Yeah.
Auburn, your honorable mentions.
I don't have any honorable mentions.
Okay, then Adam, if you have any honorable mentions.
I'll say this is an honorable mention. I actually didn't have any honorable mentions, but Kevin brought up one movie just now,
Yeah.
and that I really want to put my honorable mentions now, and that is Oakshaw.
Oh, no.
Because you know it has Paul Dano in it, and he is in some of my favorite films of all time. So yeah.
Nice.
I love Brendan Fraser.
All right, you guys. So, of course, we now get into our top 5, and we start off with number 5.
Number 5.
So, my number 5 should really be no surprise if you guys have been following my channel for a while, but it is going to be Cars 3. Now, as everyone knows, I love the first one. I like the second. It's not as good as the first. I know that, but I still found the second one to just be like your cheesy, enjoyable spy kind of flick. And I think that's why I found a lot of enjoyment of it, because I just liked it as that kind of cheesy film. It was like it was like Pixar taking a break from being deep, and they just kind of went for the more fun vibe, which I did appreciate. But Cars 3, I'm really excited for this one because it does look like they'll take more. It looks like it'll have more of the first movie's vibe.
Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah, I've seen all the trailers for Cars 3. I can't wait, man. Like those trailers give me like the adrenaline rush. I look forward to seeing, it's like the old versus new story where Lightning McQueen has to deal with this car named Jackson Storm because Jackson's like the newer car, and Lightning McQueen has to deal with the fact that he's getting older. So I look forward to seeing where they'll handle that story. The animation looks great. The race scenes look like they'll be the most exciting scenes to come out in Cars 3. And all around, I'm just very happy to see the voice cast back. And with a lot of people not being a fan of the second, and I know Pixar does care about taking people's criticisms. I'm sure they'll take people's criticism with Cars 2 and improve it upon with Cars 3. So that is my number 5, Disney Pixar's Cars 3. Bring it on.
All right.
My number 5. My number 5. This might actually come as a surprise to some people, but I am really hyped for this movie, especially after that last trailer, and that is King Arthur: Legend of the Sword.
Nice.
I think this movie looks awesome. I really do. I think this could be a very interesting take on the King Arthur story, and it just looks like it could be a really cool, I guess you could say fantasy movie in a way. It just looks really awesome. The action scenes look very well filmed, and I really like Charlie Hunnam a lot as an actor, and Jude Law is going to be in as the villain, so that should be great. It just overall, I think it looks like a really cool fantasy movie. I love fantasy films, and it definitely seems like it's going to be maybe another cool one that I can't wait to see. And Guy Ritchie is directing the movie, and he's a great director, so I have some potential that this could be a really great movie. I can't wait to see it. So yeah, King Arthur: Legend of the Sword comes in at number 5 for me.
Nice. Tim, you're number 5.
My number 5 is The Dark Tower.
Oh yeah, I heard about that movie.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Stephen King, and I see the way the visuals are put, and I love what's his face? What's his name?
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba, and
Yeah.
I see the way, I see pictures of them and stuff, and the way that possibly chemistry will come really good. And the director, I can't pronounce his name, but is a pretty good director. And so that's my number 5.
Nice. Kevin, you're number 5, man.
All right, so my number 5, I want to thank Mr. Tony Estrada here, because if he had not shown me this trailer, I would not have had this movie anywhere in this top 10. I would not have watched the trailer and anything like that. But from this trailer, I personally think this could be the Nice Guys of 2017. My number 5 is absolutely The Hitman's Bodyguard. I mean, you got Deadpool and you got Sam Jackson. What more could you want in a movie? These two look like one of the best pairings I've seen in quite a long time. Sam Jackson just freaking out everything, and Ryan Reynolds, being this really crazy hitman. I can't wait to see this movie. They look like they just work so well together. I have not laughed at the trailer this hard in quite a while. This, in my opinion, will probably be, just from the trailer, I think it's going to be the comedy of the summer. We're kind of lacking on comedies this summer, and I think this is going to be that one that really is very solid and actually is really funny. Sam Jackson never ceases to entertain me. Even if he's in a bad film, he still finds a way to entertain me. Even in Cell, he still found a way to entertain me. He's such an amazing, fun actor, and he looks fantastic here. Just like I said, the whole concept is really fun. The comedy looks great, and in general, I'm very much looking forward to this. So once again, thank you, Tony, for recommending it to me, because I would not have known about. My number 5 is absolutely The Hitman's Bodyguard. Oh, and Tony.
Yeah.
I forgot to do my 10 through 6, so I'm going to do that really quick. So you can
go ahead, and I'll just add in then. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. And then my 10 through 6 is as follows. Number 10 is Wonder Woman. Number 9 is Baby Driver. Number 8 is Cars 3. Number 7 is The Dark Tower. And number 6 is Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales.
All right, nice. Auburn, you're number 5.
My number 5 is Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. I've been a really big fan of this franchise for a big part of my childhood, and recently the franchise is going downhill, but this new installment looks like it's going to bring something fresh, new, and creative to the franchise. I think a part of that is due to the international talent behind this film. They really know how to craft a well-structured film that's really intense, and you care about the characters, and it can be really thrilling. and you also have Orlando Bloom coming back, as well as Johnny Depp and Keira Knightley as well coming back to reprise their popular roles. And overall, I am really looking forward to this film. It looks extremely well produced and crafted, and me being a huge fan of this franchise also adds a bit of bias to it. But I think that it could be potentially one of the best installments in this franchise, and it could bring it back from the dead. So I am overall looking forward to Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man Tell No Tales, and that's why it's number 5.
Sweet.
I
Now-
think Pirates of the Caribbean, if this movie is good, if the 5th one is good, I think it could be what like Fast 5 was to the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah.
Like resurrecting it.
But Pirates of the Caribbean was actually good.
But yeah, but you know what I mean. But you know what I'm trying to,
That's
try
not
to
a fair comparison at all. It makes absolutely no sense.
Okay.
Okay, let's just move on. Number 5, Adam.
All right. My number 5, I can't believe this is actually on my list. I'm surprised this is on my list. My number 5 is Cars 3.
Nice.
I wouldn't have known this would ever be on my list. Whatever. The first Cars I actually enjoy. I don't love it like a lot of Pixar movies, but it is a solid film. It's good. I like it. Cars 2. Yeah, I just forgot about it at this point. Like, I hardly remember it, so that should just tell you my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
This one, I really like how it looks like they're going with it. It looks like this one's gonna be a lot darker, and stuff. And it looks really interesting. The trailers don't seem to like show a whole ton, and I really like that. At least that's what I'm getting from it. It doesn't look like it's gonna show a whole ton in the trailers. They haven't even showed Mater really in any of the trailers. I think it's like a TV
Just like
spot.
one TV spot, really. That's about it.
Yeah, it looks dark. The animation's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous based on the trailer. I hope it's good, and I hope I hope Cars 3 is a good film. It looks like it.
All right, now let's get into our number 4.
Number 4.
So my number 4 is gonna be, I don't know if I can make the symbol. Just pretend this is a W. Wonder Woman. I cannot wait for Wonder Woman. I've been really liking, for the most part, where the DC Extended Universe has been going. Obviously, I love Man of Steel. I enjoyed Man of Steel, Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad. But that's just like one misstep they've had so far. I think Wonder Woman, from the looks of the trailer, it looks like it'll have this big, grand, like just this epic feel to it, which I really like it when these blockbusters can have that big epic scope to it. Gal Gadot looks great, as Wonder Woman.
Yes.
I think at this point she's already embraced the role, so it already looks like she's going to really embrace it here. Chris Pine looks great. The rest of the cast here looks great. Cinematography-wise, it looks gorgeous too, as well as the action. I think the choreography, the stunts, just all the stuff involved to make a really good action set piece. I think it's going to come together very well. And I think it's going to be a very well-directed movie, and just hopefully it'll be a very exciting movie. So Wonder Woman is my number 4. I'm very, very, very hyped for that film.
All right. My number 4. My movie, Spider-Man: Homecoming. No, I'm kidding. But no, Spider-Man: Homecoming. I am a huge Spider-Man fan, obviously. I love the character of Spider-Man. And the fact that he's finally getting his own movie in the MCU is really exciting to me. And overall, I think it looks really great. I honestly do think this could be the best Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 2. It looks like, Tom Holland really seems like he's really embracing this role, and he definitely looks great. And also, I love the inclusion that Tony Stark is going to be in this as well. It seems like they're going to have some great banter with each other. And I do think Michael Keaton could be great as the Vulture. I really do hope, they use him well, because, Michael Keaton's awesome. And the Vulture is actually a really cool Spider-Man villain. So hopefully they use him well. And the action scenes look really cool as well. I just can't wait for it. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of the character of Spider-Man. And he's finally home. And I can't wait to see what Marvel Studios does with this character with Spider-Man Homecoming. So that is my number 4, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Tim, your number 4.
My number 4 is The Mummy with Tom Cruise, and Russell Crowe because I like the trailer. I like where it's going, where it's different from the Brendan Fraser world,
I love
Yeah.
that.
and it's actually it. I don't know. It's looks really good, and I can't wait to see it. So that's my number 4.
Nice. Kevin, you're number 4.
All right, so coincidentally, my number 4 is also Double Nine's movie, Spider-Man: Homecoming. I have always been a fan of the character of Spider-Man since as long as I can remember. Way back, I remember watching the 90s series on TV with my dad. You know, the Spider-Man. That show. I always loved that.
Yeah.
And the Tobey Maguire movies, I grew up with them, definitely. I watched them when I was younger. I always have loved the Spider-Man films. 3 is okay. I've never absolutely hated the 3rd one, but there definitely are things that definitely could have been better. They're a hell of a lot better than the Amazing Spider-Man films. Those movies, when you first watch them, they're good. They're not rewatchable. They're not movies that you really crave to watch again. However, that being said, though, from what we've seen in Civil War from Tom Holland as Spider-Man, he really looks like he's going to kill it because he took, Tobey Maguire's fun, nerdy type character and Andrew Garfield's, realistic, also kind of nerdy character, and he's found a way to combine them together perfectly, and I think it's really going to benefit him. The inclusion of Iron Man as well, I think, is also really going to help with this, so really, there are just so many great ingredients, and your more attorney as well. I mean, Tony Stark, and just putting those two in a room together already seems like it's going to be a really fun dynamic. So I'm definitely looking forward to Spider-Man: Homecoming. I did hear some people say they're worried it's going to be very formulaic, and here's why I say that. One, we've never seen this film before. I believe it's the Vulture. I want to say what's the villain in the movie? I can't think.
Yeah, I believe it's Vulture. I think you got it right.
We haven't really seen that character portrayed in a Spider-Man film. Sure, we've seen the cartoon, so there's that. Plus, the other Spider-Man films had a different type of style. This looks like a much more indie type film, and I think that's really going to work here because The Amazing Spider-Man, they tried to make it too, I think, grandiose and just put too many things all at once. Spider-Man was very much like, your typical superhero film. This feels like an indie movie in every way. So I'm definitely really looking forward to it. The cast looks great. Like I said, the action really looks great. They really do have all those right ingredients in there, and I really do hope this does pay off. I love what I saw of Spider-Man: Civil War. I know there's a rumor this could be Marvel's last entry, last kind of entry with Spider-Man, and then they want to give the rights back to Sony or whatever, but hopefully it really does pay off. Hopefully this movie makes them change their minds because I really do hope this movie does something great, and I really hope it does pay off in the end.
Yeah.
All right, Auburn, you're number 4.
My number 4 is It Comes at Night. This is a new horror film that I have been hearing a lot of buzz about. The marketing looks fantastic for this film. It really intrigues me. I think the plot is very interesting, could be very emotionally compelling. Again, sounds like something that's really going to suck you into the world and be very atmospheric. There's some great talent behind this. Joel Edgerton's in this film, and I think he's a very likable actor. And I think he can really portray a father figure well, like he's going to in this film. A24 has picked up the rights to produce this film and market it and distribute it. So that also excites me, and overall, I am really looking forward to this film. And those are the reasons why it's my number 4.
Nice. Adam, you're number 4.
All right. My number 4 is War for the Planet of the Apes. Okay. So this franchise has been pretty freaking badass so far, if you ask me. Been pretty freaking badass, and this film looks awesome. The CGI looks great. Cinematography looks great. Acting looks like it looks like a great movie to just watch in the theater and stuff. It looks just awesome. That's the best way I could put it. It looks badass.
Oh, yeah.
Apes. Fuck yeah.
Nice. All right, now we get into our number 3.
Number 3.
So, my number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, as you guys know, I am a huge fan of Guardians of the Galaxy. I love that film. I just love the characters. I love the story. I love the humor. Even the more serious stuff that they would even end the film from time to time, I really love that too. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 just looks like it could be just as fun, if not maybe just be a little more fun than the first. The characters, they still have that same amount of energy that they bring to the first film, in my opinion. The cast looks like they're going to be having a lot of fun. And of course, you have the addition of Kurt Russell. And there's a couple of other actors, but they're kind of secret roles, so I'm not going to really bring them up. But I look forward to seeing those actors in their secret roles in this film. The action sequences just look great visually, with it being a Marvel film. And a lot of Marvel's films are just so visually stunning. This is no exception. This looks like a visually stunning treat. It looks like it could be one of the most fun movies to come on the summer movie season. I definitely hope it is, since James Gunn is returning to write and direct this film. So, yeah, number 3, I'm pumped for Volume 2. Bring back the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah, right. Me. Okay, so here we go. All right, so my number 3 is a film. This man has directed. This man might be a god amongst filmmakers, because this man, his name is Christopher Nolan. Okay, if you don't know what this man has directed, he has directed the greatest superhero trilogy of all time, known as the Dark Knight trilogy. He's created Memento, Inception, Interstellar, and now he's going to get his hands on a World War II movie. That's all you need to know to get excited for this movie. You don't even need to see a trailer, poster, anything. That alone should literally get you excited for this movie. My number 3 is Dunkirk. Dunkirk, wow. This is a World War II movie being directed by Christopher Nolan. Do I have to repeat that again?
Sounds really interesting.
Is a World War II movie directed by Christopher Nolan. Okay, I really hope this is great.
Going the Spielberg route.
I'm sorry?
It sounds like he's going the Spielberg route.
Yeah.
Doing all the sci-fi stuff and then turning WW2.
Yeah, that's true.
That sounds
Yeah, that actually does make sense.
interesting.
That actually does make sense. Yeah. And like this movie, and he addressed the whole PG-13 rating. He even said this is going to be more suspense than being, just a bloody war film. And I'm actually quite intrigued by that, because I saw a TV spot for this. Like, I was at my cousin's house and there was a TV spot for this. I'm not kidding you. That had to be the most intense TV spot I think I've ever seen in my entire life. I am really looking forward to this. I think this could be a really intense movie, and I'm just very excited for it. I can't wait to see it, and hopefully it's great. So, yeah, my number 3 is Dunkirk.
All right.
All right, now we go into Tim, your number 3.
Go ahead. Tim?
Are you there, Tim?
Wow.
Oh, it's your turn to say your number 3.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll cut out for a
Might
second.
get an. It's my turn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's your turn. Now.
Okay. My number 3 is, and I agree with Film Fan and Kevin with that, and Spider-Man: Homecoming, with what they were saying before. I really want to see this because I love the way that they're going with Tom Holland as Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and I really hope that they do I know the origin story, they're not going to do it, but I really hope they at least have an emotional moment where he talks about Uncle Ben, possibly the murdered story.
Yeah.
So he could have a at least some more chemistry with Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And
Tony Strada?
and I really hope it comes, and I really can't wait to see it. Everything about it sounds really good and looks really good, and yeah.
Nice. Kevin, your number 3, good sir.
All right. So my number 3, I don't know why this keeps happening, but once again, Double Nine, we have the same number 3. That, of course, being Dunkirk. It's no secret that Christopher Nolan is one of the greats in Hollywood right now. I mean, he has just been so consistent, churning amazing material after amazing material. I could literally do a whole video just on that, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to do that. But Dunkirk, I'm going to be honest, I don't know a ton about the story. I really don't, and I'm fine with that. If you guys know me, war's not my favorite genre. Not because they're bad, but they just tend to be focusing on a lot of the same topics, and a lot of war films just, they seem very similar to me, and it's hard to connect to the characters. That's why I love Hacksaw Ridge as much as I did, because it was such a different type of war film. Those are kind of war films I really love, you know, Saving Private Ryan, something like that. This looks really great, though. I mean, you got an incredible cast here, from Tom Hardy to Cillian Murphy to Harry Styles, of all people, who I'm definitely seeing a lot more hope in him, especially ever since his recent Sign of the Times single. Definitely seeing a lot more hope in him than I did before, but I'm definitely looking forward to this overall. Christopher Nolan, yeah, I will definitely agree with you, Tim. He is definitely going in a Steven Spielberg route, and I think that's definitely the right route to go. I've always said, as a director, you want to try to be as diverse as possible, because if you just commit yourself to one genre, you're just going to define yourself as, oh, you're the sci-fi guy, or you're this guy. You know, you got to try to put your hand in every pot so you can show that, oh, I can't just do a sci-fi movie. You know, I'm a great director. It's not just sci-fi movies that I can do. I can do other kind of movies well too, and I think that's something that Dunkirk is going to do well. The psychological aspect looks really good. The cinematography looks immaculate. I'm really looking forward to Dunkirk overall. Just everything about it, I have definitely been looking forward to for a long time, and that is why it is my number 3.
Auburn, your number 3.
My number 3 is A Ghost Story. This is another horror film. And the reason why I'm putting this above It Comes at Night is simply because of the synopsis of this film. This film sounds a lot more intriguing to me. Not much is known about this film, but it has gotten a lot of praise at film festivals. And it sounds like a film that is really going to deal with human emotions and how psychologically damaging that can be to people. And it will have horror aspects to it. The cast is absolutely incredible. You have Casey Affleck, among many others, and just visually, this looks absolutely terrific. It seems like a film that's going to be very emotionally engaging and hopefully horrifying. The plot, I think, is also really creative as a horror film, and I am really, really looking forward to this. Wait a minute.
I'm exhausted.
Wait a minute. I just realized that this isn't a horror film. Fuck. I read it.
If you want to start over, it's up to you, man.
That's when you know I'm really fucking tired.
I'm exhausted.
Fuck.
You could start over, Caden. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. My number 3 is A Ghost Story. This is another film by A24, and the plot to this film sounds absolutely incredible. It seems like this film is going to deal with how loss can affect the psychology of a human being. The plot overall just sounds incredibly creative as well, and you have great talent. The cast is great. You have many others, including and many people in the cast, including Casey Affleck, who is a recent Oscar winner. And visually, it looks absolutely stunning. The marketing I love so far, and overall, I think this is going to be a very emotionally engaging and powerful film that is going to be released by a great distributor. And it's been getting a lot of buzz at a lot of film festivals. So for those reasons, A Ghost Story is my number 3.
All right, Adam, you're number 3.
Okay, my number 3 is going to be Spider-Man: Homecoming. Now, okay, much like a lot of you guys here, maybe all of you, I'm not sure. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I love Spider-Man. I think he's a great superhero and all that. He's great. The Sam Raimi trilogy, okay. You know, I love the first movie. I love the second movie, and Double Nine, shoot my brains out, do whatever. the third movie I liked as well. So, in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, the thing is with the Amazing Spider-Man movies is I hated the first movie. I thought it was really boring. It's one of my worst films of 2012. And the second one, okay, it's really weird. The second movie, I actually had fun with. Now, I'm aware it's very flawed and all that, but I think it was just a lot more fun with this movie. This one definitely looks like a great Spider-Man movie, honestly. Cinematography looks great. The acting looks great. Tom Holland looks like he's a great. Tom Holland is a great Spider-Man. What I'm talking about. Tom Holland is a great Spider-Man, and he also looks great in this one. And Tony Stark in there.
Tony Estrada.
Oh yeah, Tony Estrada. Yeah, I like that he's in there. That looks cool. Yeah, it looks like a fun time at the movies, man. It just looks like the pure definition to just stuff popcorn in your face and just enjoy it. I hope it turns out to be good.
Nice. All right. We are now going into our number 2.
Number 2.
So, my number 2 is making me bananas because it is War for the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah.
And the best part is it's coming out my birthday weekend, just like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. So that makes me even happier. This looks like an awesome movie. It looks like it'll still carry the dark tone that the first one definitely had, but I think more so the second, because the second was definitely more darker than the first film. I look forward to seeing where we'll see Caesar and the other apes' story end. I look forward to seeing Woody Harrelson as the antagonist, and of course the whole story about the humans versus, and of course the whole story about the humans versus the apes. The action sequences, they look really intense, pretty scary when you kind of look at the tone as well. And it just looks like one of those movies you're going to be very immersed in. The visual effects, of course, on the apes, like, wow, it is amazing what you can do with technology, because I know everyone has said this, but it's true in my humble opinion. You know, the apes look like actual apes, CGI. They look really realistic, which is very impressive. Matt Reeves is back to direct this too, and I look forward to seeing how he'll direct this film. And the cinematography, like, do I need to say more? It looks phenomenal. Yes, phenomenal cinematography. I can't wait to see where they're gonna end this trilogy of the Planet of the Apes movies. So that is my number 2, War for the Planet of the Apes. Film fan.
All right, bust out that cassette player and put on Awesome Mixtape Volume 2.
Oh my God, again.
Because my number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Oh my goodness. Let me just say this. Everybody knows how much I love the first movie. The first movie was one of my favorite movies of 2014. 2014, sir. Yes, mark that one down. One of my favorite movies of 2014. It's now one of my all-time favorite comic book films, and just one of my favorite superhero, one of my favorite Marvel movies as well. And this second movie is, seems like it's taking that tone and just upping it to an 11, okay? I just cannot wait to see this. The music, it's like, I can't wait to hear the music in it, because, the music was great in the first one. I can't wait to see the action sequences. The action sequences just look a ton of fun in this one. They really do. Like, when you see them battling the creature and stuff in the trailer, the team just seems great. The team, I absolutely love this team. This is honestly one of the best teams I've ever seen, on not just a comic book movie, just on screen in general. I love this team so much, and I can't wait to see them again in this movie. Just everything about this film looks awesome and just a ton of fun, and I can't wait to see it. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 comes in at my number 2.
All right, Tim, your number 2, good sir.
My number 2 is Baywatch. Because
nice.
I like how it's going. We have Dwayne Johnson, Zac Efron, 2 gorgeous girls And
Alexander Daddario,
I
though.
think it's gonna be really funny because they're poking at, like, I see from like the trailers, they're kind of doing the like Jump Street route, like Jump Street turn, where they're like doing there's like a scene where they're like running in slow motion, and I think it was like Alexander Daddario's like, why the hell are they running in
Slow motion.
slow motion? And I think in my opinion, I think it's gonna be pretty funny. So that's my number 2.
Oh, I could see why, man. I'm actually very interested in that one.
I'm kind of on the, like, I'm like in between with that. Like, you'll see in the worst, I'm kind of in between with it right now.
Kelly Rohrbark is where it's at, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, Kevin, you're number 2.
All right. First of all, let me just say that I changed my mind, guys. I know the video was 5 years ago, but I'm actually going to replace every movie in 2012 and put Guardians of the Galaxy there because it definitely is the best movie of 2012 by far. Double 9. I don't know why this keeps happening, but once again, we have the same number 2. My number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's no secret that Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, is probably the most surprising film out of all of the Marvel movies by far. I mean, I went into that movie expecting just a fun time, and yeah, I got a fun time, but I also got a really good character story, really good emotional stuff in there. Just a really great movie as a whole. And Volume 2 looks like it's going to be more of that. You know, so we got a really great new characters. We got more focus on Star-Lord, you know, his relation with his father. All that stuff really just looks like it has all the great ingredients to make a great sequel. And Marvel doesn't have a amazing track record when it comes to sequel, i.e. Iron Man 2, i.e., you know, Iron Man 2 or Thor: Dark World, but they do have the Winter Soldier, and I feel like it's going to fall more into that category. From what I'm hearing, it is better. A lot of people are saying it's better than the first one. I know it's obviously early, but a lot of people are saying it's better than the first one. I already have tickets to it. I can't wait for it. It's going to be hopefully a great film, hopefully a great way to kick off the summer season, and definitely out of all of the superhero films, this is definitely the one I'm looking forward to the most out of any of them this summer. So hyped for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Every time I see the trailer, I just get more and more hyped for it. It looks like just such a fun, entertaining film. It's exactly what we need in a summer movie, and it is absolutely my number 2.
Auburn, you're number 2, good sir.
My number 2 is War for the Planet of the Apes. I'm a huge fan of this franchise because action-wise, it's absolutely thrilling, and it's so well produced and built. Kevin, shut the fuck up! Don't text me. I'm trying to stay in character.
All right. Chill.
My number 2 is War for the Planet of the Apes. The reason why this is my number 2 is because I am not a fan of action movies, and I'm not saying that as a pretentious art house freak. I think a lot of action movies are generic, they're boring, there's something special about them, and why do I care about the characters? Why? Because to me, there's nothing special about them. The reason why War for the Planet of the Apes, like the whole, you know, Apes franchise, for me, I think it's gonna, okay, sorry. Okay, my number 2 is War for the Planet of the Apes. I am not a fan of action movies, and I'm not saying that as a pretentious art house freak. The reason why I do not like action movies is because it's very hard for me to connect to the characters in those films because we are so overloaded with the same shit nowadays in action films. There's absolutely nothing special about them. That is why, in my opinion, I was actually a fan of Captain America: Civil War because it was actually something different. It was compelling and thrilling. And the reason why the Apes franchise I have been such a huge fan of is because I think emotionally it's extremely powerful. And action-wise, it is so well produced and set up. And the motion capture is incredible. And you actually care about the characters. And it feels special and it feels real. You feel the tension. It's not predictable like every single action movie nowadays. And it doesn't follow a formula that we all love and adore. It's actually challenging and different. Unlike a lot of our films, like Marvel films, in my personal opinion. And I really hope that this is another great addition to franchises for the same director, Don Planet of the Apes, which I love. So I'm hoping War for the Planet of the Apes is even better. It looks, hopefully, it looks thrilling. Hopefully, it is more thrilling. The action looks intense. It looks gritty. It looks dark. And I love the atmosphere of the film. I love how it's going to have some snow sequences. I find the snow in the woods to be the best area for action, personally.
Yeah.
I think for a film like The Revenant, that's why it works so well in those sequences, because you felt that atmosphere and you felt that tension, and I hope it goes to this film as well. And the motion capture is hopefully going to be the best out of all of them, because the technology keeps advancing. Hopefully it's extremely powerful like all these other films have been. And hopefully it's not predictable, because Don Planet of the Apes is probably one of the most unpredictable action films I've seen. Hopefully it's just an amazing movie overall. And that is why War for the Planet of the Apes is my number 2.
Nice. Adam, you're number 2.
All right, my number 2 is Dunkirk. Yeah, this looks like a very powerful movie, honestly, like Christopher Nolan. It does. The acting looks great, you know. Cinematography, it's a Christopher Nolan movie. And I really love that trailer. It doesn't seem to like show a lot, and I really like that. I'm really excited to see this movie. It looks like it's going to be a great film to see in theaters. Sure, definitely why I want to see in theaters. And yeah, this looks like a powerful movie. It looks great all around. I'm excited.
Nice. All right, you guys. Now we're going to get into our number 1. The time has come.
Number one.
All right. So with my number 1, it shouldn't be a surprise that it's Dunkirk. That is my most anticipated of the summer. Christopher Nolan, you know, like with most people, he is one of my favorite directors of all time. It's pretty amazing what this man has accomplished, and he is really diverse. Like, you know, like you guys have saying, he could do a sci-fi film, or he could do a superhero film. He could do like a psychological thriller film, or a film that deals with like magic. You know, like he's shown that he can take a genre and just make something so magical about them. Like he adds that movie magic, and that's what I really love about his movies, honestly. Just the world he builds is just amazing. And Dunkirk, him directing a World War II film, it looks like it'll be that same situation. I can't wait to see him direct a World War II film. It looks very exciting. It looks very suspenseful. The action sequences look like they're going to have me at the edge of my seat. I mean, the action scenes in the trailer, like, oh my goodness, the trailer gave me freaking goosebumps. And I've seen the trailer numerous times in the theater, and I still get goosebumps every time I watch that trailer. It is just terrific. The performances look like they're going to be strong. I look forward to seeing how Harry Styles will do in this film. That's really cool that Christopher Nolan is taking a chance on someone that's come from, you know, One Direction. I really like that. And, you know, of course, you got Tom Hardy in here too. And I do agree with Adam. You know, they don't show too much, and that's what I do appreciate. They give you enough of what you want to see, but they don't spoil too much of what you want to witness in the theater. Just cinematography-wise, just direction-wise, writing-wise, it all looks terrific, and I definitely hope it's one of those war films that will be very, very effective. Just hopefully it's one of those films that I walk out having a huge...
Yeah.
Let me start over. Hopefully it's just one of those films I get a huge impact out of when I walk out of that theater. So that's my number 1 of the summer movie season. 2017, of course, Dunkirk. Film fan.
This should come as really no surprise to anyone that what my number 1 most anticipated movie of the summer will be, and that is indeed War for the Planet of the Apes. Everyone knows how much I have loved this series, this new rebooted series as of so far. They're really, you know, as what Albert said, they're very emotional, very, you know, intense action movies that are really great. and some of the best characters, honestly, I think I've ever seen on screen. Caesar is honestly one of my favorite characters of all time, and what Andy Serkis does with this character is fantastic. And I can't wait to see where they take this character and the rest of the characters in War for the Planet of the Apes. And it just looks thrilling. It looks emotional, and just everything I want from this movie. It seems like it's going to happen in this film by the looks of the trailers and everything. I have a lot of faith with this movie because, you know, Matt Reeves, who did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which, you know, not to mention, I mean, Rise was my best movie of 2011, and Dawn was my best movie of 2014. So that says a lot. And I can't wait to see what War for the Planet of the Apes does. And hopefully I get the same reaction that I did with the first two, because the first two were so emotionally impactful and just overall phenomenal movies. And this seems like it's going to be, hopefully, I really want this to be the third and final installment, because I want this to be a trilogy. And hopefully it closes this trilogy on an amazing note. And I'm so excited to see it. And without question, War for the Planet of the Apes is my most anticipated movie of summer 2017.
Fuck yeah.
Nice. Tim, what is your number one, good sir?
Well, my number one is All Eyes on Me, the
Nice.
Tupac movie. I'm really, this is my number one because in some movies, it's like there's never a there was never a Tupac movie, and I think Tupac, we had a few other rappers here and there, but I think like other than Ice Cube and all these other guys, Tupac was what like shaped a lot of and inspired a lot of incoming musicians like Eminem and Macklemore and these guys. And I really think that All Eyes on Me will be really good. This Demetrius guy looks a lot like Tupac, and who knows? Good, and I'm really excited for it.
Nice. Kevin, you're number one.
All right. So my number one, I don't know what's going on tonight, but this is clearly the Kevin Double Nine Love Fest because we have very similar in movies today. I don't know what the fuck.
Literally, our top four, except for our number 5, literally we've had the exact same list.
Honestly, I don't know what happened here, but my number one, absolutely, without question, is War for the Planet of the Apes. When it comes down to it, it's real simple. Like I said, summer movie, if you really think about it, what do you want in a summer movie? Action, you want it to be epic, you want it to be fun, you want it to have the great characters and things like that. And this movie seems to have all that. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I absolutely loved. I think that is a very well done origin story with a terrific performance from James Franco, and of course Andy Serkis. He was amazing too. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is a million times better. First time I watched it, I definitely really did. I definitely really did enjoy it, but I liked it even more the second time. I just found so much to love in it, in that movie on the second watch and things like that. So I definitely really did love Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. This one, honestly, I think could be the best of the three. I loved everything about this trailer. Just the action and everything going on there. Just the little set pieces like the forest, or like Auburn said, like the snow and things like that. All that things just look very well done. I love the landscape of everything, all that kind of stuff. And of course, it's a cliche thing to say at this point, but the apes really do look real. I mean, those apes, they look like you could touch them. They look like you could just, you could go to like a zoo and the apes would look the same. I mean, what Andy Serkis does with these movies is just so incredible. And honestly, I'm surprised he hasn't won an award for it yet, because he is absolutely phenomenal in this. Like I said, this really does look like a war. It looks like a war film. It looks intense, and it just looks very, very brutal. It doesn't look like they're holding back. They're giving it their all. And out of all the films, this one looks like the most effort that is being put into that. And I am definitely, out of all the summer movies this year, like I said, this is not a great year for summer movies, but this movie I think will definitely dominate the summer movie season. There really is no contest, in my opinion. War of the Planet of the Apes, absolutely, for all of those reasons, it absolutely deserves the number one spot, in my opinion, of course.
Yeah. Auburn, you're number one.
my number one is All Eyes on Me. People who know the Auburn Wanderer well knows that he is heavily influenced by music culture, and the number one influence is hip hop and rap, and arguably the greatest of all time to ever step on to this field was Tupac Shakur. And I think for that reason alone, this probably should be my number one, because this man's life is incredibly compelling, in my opinion. I think you really relate to his struggle, and I think that his music he put so much passion into it. It's so well crafted and so creative. It can be fun, but also emotional at the same time. Very realistic, but it can be stupid. It was basically just like the core of rap. That's what Tupac was, and I think if they do this film well enough, it can be a very emotional ride, and you can get really into it, and maybe have some fun too, but really feel like you had an impact. And I'm hoping this film can do that. I am a bit skeptical though. I'm not going to lie, because of the notorious B.I.G. movie, but I'm not going to bring that up. I'm not going to make that a huge point, because this is a top 5 most anticipated list. We're going to talk about why we're excited for it, and for the reasons that I have stated, I think All Eyes on Me is my number one, because Tupac has had such a big influence on my life as well, and the whole hip hop culture, that it's about time that we have had a movie, and what better time to release it than on his birthday, which is June 16th. So I am very excited.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah, I am overall extremely excited for All Eyes. I mean, that is my number one.
And now we give the floor to you, Adam. What's your number one?
You see, Tony, I don't believe in number ones. Now, if I did have a number one, it would be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, but I can't believe the number one, Tony, okay?
Oh, your mic is cutting off, Adam.
If I did have a number one, it would. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Your mic is still cutting off a little bit.
It's like a little bit muffled.
Yeah.
I'm good? Okay. If I did have a number one, it would be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, but I just don't believe in number ones, okay? All right, I'm just going to... Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Yeah. I love Guardians of the Galaxy, okay? I thought that was just a great movie. It was funny. It was action-packed. I loved the characters. Had a lot of heart. I just loved that film. This film looks like it's going to carry on that tradition. It looks like the characters are still freaking badass. The effects are they just look gorgeous. They're just going to be gorgeous on the big screen. Cinematography looks great. The soundtrack, I actually read the soundtrack list. I freaking love it. Soundtrack just sounds awesome. You got Mr. Blue Sky in there. It's one of my favorite songs. And yeah, this movie just overall, it just looks like such a fun time at the movie. It looks like the definition of just a fun summer film. I can't wait for this movie. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is number one. We still got in 2 weeks, guys. In 2 weeks from now, this movie will be out. So, fuck that.
Hell yeah.
I already have tickets.
All right, you guys, and I'm actually going to be doing something a little different. I actually said on Twitter, tweet me your top 5 anticipated Summer 2017 films, and your tweet will actually get a shout out in the video. And I do have one tweet, and it is from none other than Mr. Pencil 7. His top 5 anticipated of the summer is number 5, Baby Driver. Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 3, Captain Underpants. Number 2, Spider-Man Homecoming. And number 1, Dunkirk. Thank you, Mr. Pencil 7, for sending me that tweet. Awesome anticipated list, good sir. All right, you guys, and with that out of the way, that is our top 5 anticipated movies for summer 2017. I want to thank all of my lovely guests for being here to do the video. It's always a lot of fun doing these. So of course, before we do actually close this, one by one, Film Fan, where can these people find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel, FilmFanel599. You can follow me on Twitter at FilmFanel599, Instagram, FilmFanel599. Follow me on all that good stuff. And yeah, I have fun time doing this top 5 most anticipated films of the summer of 2017. And we'll see you all later. Peace.
And now, Tim, where can these people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Mighty Mega Man 9. You can find me on Twitter, NiverthTim0, and you can find me on Instagram, Niverth1996.
Awesome. Kevin.
All right. I have many things, of course. YouTube.com/Kevin Falk. That's the main thing you can find me on. On Twitter, Kevin Falk7. You can find me on there. Facebook, Kevin Falk, where I post really cringy things that Mr. Adam Haskell here tells me to post, and I post things in the network and things like that. So look forward to that. Of course, I have a Snapchat, all that kind of stuff. Just you guys want anything else, I guess I'll give it to you at some other point. But of course, Tony, thank you for having me here. Also, thank you because I'm actually the one that's been controlling this live stream, if you guys didn't know that. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Where can these people find you, Auburn?
You can find me as the Auburn Wanderer.
Nice.
That was very blunt.
And Adam Haskell.
You can find me on YouTube. It's Adam Haskell. You can find me on YouTube. It's Adam Haskell's Blu-rays. You can find me on Twitter at Adam Haskell17. Follow me.
You can find him dying in a hospital bed.
Find me. I don't have any hospital. I'm just tired. Okay. Okay.
I think we're all tired.
Adam Haskell 17 on Twitter. I'm gonna make a Facebook page soon that you can like, where I'll share all my videos. I'm gonna do that soon. I don't know why this has been all these years. I'll do that soon. And yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, Adam Haskell's Blu-ray.
Alright, you guys. So of course, this is 22 Tiger Dude here with Film Fan, Mighty Mega Man, Kevin Falk, Auburn, and Adam Haskell. And don't forget that all of us will always have
Tiger
Tiger Power, yay.
Ooh.
Yay. Yeah.
I forgot I'm the one controlling this shit.
Yeah.